spoiler alert, they're good stuff.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Chris Furlong here, and we are all about running, lifestyle, and everything in between. Now today I wanted to give you an update on the ASICS GEL-CUMULUS 23s. Now if you haven't seen my original initial thoughts on these shoes, go check out that video. I'll put it up on the screen right now. You can jump down, have a look. But this is basically me coming back after doing a good couple of months in these shoes. Now I've done runs between 1K, 2K, done walks even as well, but all the way up until a half marathon, and I wanted to give that good range of testing before I came back and did my full and final thoughts. Now if you haven't seen the first video, in short, basically I was pretty happy with these shoes. They were feeling pretty good. They did have a nice spring to them. I was feeling comfortable, and they were very well cushioned. Now as I progressed, things got a little different, a little interesting, and I want to take you through what those were. And there's probably a few areas that I want to go through, and the first one being, it took me a while to adjust into the shoe. In short of it, I was going through runs, and some of them I was pulling up fine, whereas some I was pulling up, and because my foot was still molding to the shoe, and I've been shoe rotating as well, because the foot was still molding, I just was pulling up tight, a bit sore.
The shoes, probably, I was a bit sore, well, maybe 2K in, right, wasn't I? And then afterwards it adjusted, so I probably just had to stretch and just get comfortable in them. But I mean, I still feel a bit tight in the shoes, but that's because they're snug, so we'll see.
And muscles in my body were feeling a little uncomfortable. Now me,
slow and steady shoes, feeling a little uncomfortable today, to be honest. Startup, it was a bit of a tough run, feeling a bit sore. I am wearing my new shoes, the ASICS GEL-CUMULUS 23s, and I think everything's still getting used to them because I feel so much different things. I don't know if they're good things or bad things, but definitely feeling things up in the glute and up in the hips, actually everywhere. So it's definitely to do with the mold and sole of the shoe.
Now me thought it was a niggle, meaning something wasn't right, or maybe I had to be careful, so I did play it safe. Now over time though, that disappeared, and then I would do a 10K, and then I would do a bit more.
Getting it done, just pushing through. Quick update on the shoes. Once again, wearing the GEL-CUMULUS 23s, ASICS, and yeah, this is second or third, this is the third 10K that I've done in them. Before I do my final review, I'm going to do a half marathon in them and really put them to the test, and then I'll be doing the next video. So feeling good, feeling okay. I'm feeling tired, but I don't think it's got anything to do with the shoes. The shoes are definitely more comfortable now. It's taken a good 4 weeks of consistent, inconsistent running, and yeah, they started to mold to me, and yeah, now they're pretty good. To be honest, I picked these over my other shoes today because the other shoes are probably a bit more worn. So yeah, they're doing good. They're doing good.
And then when I did the half marathon, it was actually pretty good.
Half marathon number 5 for the year. That's right. At the start of this year, I set a goal that each month, for every month for 2021, I'm going to be doing a half marathon. Going to be trying this out in the GEL-CUMULUS ASICS 23s. Now this will be the final test run for these shoes in terms of before I give my final thoughts as well. I've done a couple of 10s. I've done something a bit more than 10. I've done lots of 5s, lots of short runs. But today, doing the final half marathon to see if these shoes are what I think they should be and how I'm feeling about them, and I'll do an updated, full recap on that. So,
but if we just reverse it up, I think my encouragement to you, if you've been using these type of shoes for a while, the GEL-CUMULUS, you probably won't have the problem. Me being someone that's always used New Balance, and I've been using the 880 V9s and V10s, I think it's important to understand that it is going to be a different shoe structure. It is slightly different. It is a neutral shoe as well, but it does have that extra cushion and it's well packaged, right? And I think that's probably something that did made it feel a bit longer before my foot actually adjusted to it. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but over time.
All right, 10K done, and shoes are feeling good. And surprisingly, yeah, I've pulled up all right. Carla's, she's feeling good. Yeah, shoe wise, yeah, as I said, the last 2 runs I said I've usually felt uncomfortable. However, for the last 2 runs, I haven't felt uncomfortable. So first 5K, I was a bit sore at the bottom of my feet, but yeah, it's eased out. And we've pulled up pretty strong, 6:48 pace for 10K. Just slow burning, just cruising. So yeah, these shoes ain't too bad. Ain't too bad.
As you can see, it took a little bit of time for me to get comfortable. There was a 10K where I just wasn't feeling it. There was 5K or shorter run than 10K where I wasn't feeling.
6K. Good stuff. Feeling a bit tight and sore. Once again, one of these days where the shoes aren't feeling their best, but
however, once I progressed through the half marathon and got a bit more into the longevity of doing this over a few months, I was pretty comfortable with them, pulled up fine, and I was more than happy to say that I'd be using these as a shoe rotation going forward.
there we go, folks. So the big question is, how did the shoes go for 21K or half marathon? They're fine. They're all good. Feels all good. No issues. Yeah, it's pretty good. So this will pretty much lead into my consensus of these ASICS Cumulus 23s. This will be what helps me decide that, well, spoiler alert, they're good stuff, and definitely going to be a shoe that I'm going to continue to rotate through.
Now, the other thing to take note that I wanted to bring up is, you know, this shoe isn't necessarily the shoe you just go buy and you know, you just take it off the shelf and it's for you. I always recommend that if you are getting into running, go check out, you know, at your local shoe store, get them to help build the best shoe for you. And what I mean by that is they'll probably get you on a treadmill, they'll check out how you run, and then they will give their recommendation of the type of shoe for you. Of course, it is always good to get a second opinion, just so you're not just getting, you know, a sales rep trying to sell you something. Just my experience. Now, I've always been a New Balance fan just because it's always worked for me and they have pulled up really good for me. I will continue to use New Balance. However, I am going to continue to use this shoe in my rotation plan. Now, I'm just kicking off my 50K ultra marathon training plan, my first ultra, and this will be part of that. So there'll be plenty more runs where I'll be using this shoe. And I'm not saying that, you know, now that I've done a couple of months that I'm retiring this shoe. No. I wanted to give a bit more time on feet before I came back and said my full consensus of this shoe. So in short, I'm very happy with this shoe, very pleased with it. I mean, once again, it was a gift from ASICS for me to try out their new shoe. And I'm not being told to say this or being paid to say this. This is not a sponsored video. But yeah, it took a while and I was anxious. I was worried this shoe isn't going to work out. I did make some shoelace adjustments with some runner's knots, and it worked out a lot better. That was probably after doing my first or second 10K, and then it was happy days from there. So if this is something you're interested in, you know, maybe see if you can give them a test run, go try them out. The key thing is, a lot of the time when you're getting a new shoe, you can have a 30-day return at a lot of these bigger stores, and test them out, see how they go, and if they don't work out for you, take them back. But of course, you have to be mindful of the wear and tear that you might be doing on them. So that's my honest opinions. Yes, this is a big thumbs up from me. I will be using them. In short, they're comfortable. They're easy to get into. They just felt snug. They felt comfortable. But I think at the start, that was something which was making me a little more nervous when I was doing the longer runs. But now that my foot has molded to them, they've stretched out a bit more. It's all good. So. And once again, if you have any questions, thoughts, concerns, comments, difference of opinions, let me know in the comments below. More than happy to answer and do my best. I am no expert when it comes to, you know, shoes and the types of shoes and all that jazz. I'm honestly picking shoes that are best for me and my journey. And of course, you need to do the same, but this is my honest opinion. Appreciate you being here. Let me know if there was anything else that you would have liked to know, because yeah, I'll do my best to follow up and answer in the comments below.
You should do the whole outro.
No.
Go.
Make sure you like, subscribe, do the whole shebang, and
hustle.